Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and we've now got the next 4 stages. That means there's only going to be 8 stages left of this build. Crazy, isn't it? Of the Fanhome release, a build to Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. You know what I really like about this build? That basically everything we're doing now is still on the main body of the vehicle. I'm guessing once we've got the boot in place and we've got the bonnet in place, all we're going to do is put the top on the bottom and then put them together, and that's it. I'm guessing with 8 stages left to go, I'm guessing that's what it is. But that pretty much today we are going to be working on the boot section of this exterior. So I will make sure I've got my part work upgrade mat down because I don't want to scratch this bodywork as well. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down here to the Fanhome website. You can get that all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're going to start with stage 99 here, and as you can see we've got the boot hinges and the boot lid. These parts here are going to go into these hinges here, which are going to go onto the car, looking just like that. We've got a little bit of spring-loaded stuff going on here as well, which means that's going to be a little bit fiddly, I reckon. So by the end of it, we've got that section there. And here's all the tiny things that we've got here. This is going to be a little bit tricky, I reckon, for a Wednesday morning. Okay, to start off with, we need the left. This is stamped with an L here, boot hinge reinforcement. And what I'm going to do is put one of these little tiny O-rings on the shaft here, just like that. Then I've got a spring to put in place there, and then finally closing that off on the other side with another O-ring there. Now this is where I need to bring everything that we had in stage 98. If you remember, I kept this all in its little plastic packing last time. I'm going to need to take a hinge out of this. And what I'm going to do is take this round section of the hinge, and it's going to go on the end there where the spring is. I'm going to hold this in place with an IM screw. Now this is a flange screw. Again, I'm going to just drop that in a tiny bit of oil and I'll get this on. It goes on with this section here towards that pointed section. Kind of like that. And then screw that down as tight as I can get it. So now that's compressed in there just like that. Okay, I'm now putting my part work upgrade mat down because I need to put the car on this, flip it over, and I'm looking at the boot section just here. So this section here is just going to go into the 2 points just here, like that, and they're held in with AM screws. Now, as you can imagine, we're going to be doing exactly the same thing on the other side. So once again, I'm going to take an O-ring, the spring, another O-ring, the other hinge, which is going on top, and then once again securing that down with an IM screw. Don't worry about that being too stiff, because obviously once the bonnet is attached to it, it's going to be quite hard. So then once again, bringing this back over here, this one is just going to be going into the other side. Just like that there, again held in with an AM screw. All we've got to do then is take these linch pins here, and they're just going into the side of this section here. Probably best to actually put the hinge down to get these in. There's 2 holes on either side. You can push that in so it looks like that, and do the same on the other side. Hopefully you can see that one on that side there. Which means the final thing to do is to actually take out the boot lid, which look how flawless that is. Just like that. Bring over the car again. Or should I say the body of the car. bring these hinges up, because we're going to be putting these 2 points here and here into the hinges just here. That's going to be held in with AM screws. I've put that in very loose at the moment just so I can get both sides in, and then I'll tighten these up as much as I possibly can. So they're in perfectly now, but I am going to use my bigger screwdriver to make these really tight. And there you go, that's in place. So if I turn this over, as you can see, that is the boot in place. Needs a bit of a clean, but that is all there is to do in that stage. So we've got to the Century, stage 100. We've got the inner boot panel that we're going to be putting on now, which looks just like that. That's just going to go with this little tiny section that we had left over from the last stage. Put that into place. Then we're going to be putting this on the inside of the boots here, and then making sure that's all secured down. So by the end, it's looking just like this. Okay, so this is what the inner boot panel looks like here, and I have got some little details. And the first details I want look just like this. Now these are safety latches. These actually feel metal, but they're actually going into each corner here and here. I'm holding it this way round, so I'll just push these in. Now to be perfectly honest with you, I think these are going to require a little bit of glue, because they do fit in there quite loosely. So I've got some glue on here, just put these in. So that's one in, and just do one on the other side. And there you go. When they're in, they should look like that. Turn it over, and on the other side here, just at the front, we've got this little latch that we had from the last stage. That's just going to go into the point just there, and that's held in with OP screws. So get these in, just 2 OP screws. Bring the car back over and turn it upside down. And then with the trunk open, this is just going to line the inside like this. And it's going to be held into place with AM screws. Quite a few this time. It's asking for 9 AM screws. So I'll get all of these in and show you what that looks like. And there you go. That's all of those in. Turn the car back over again. This time the catch will keep the trunk closed, or the boot closed. As you can see, these little metal catches now right up along the top. But what I need to do is open the trunk by pushing this button, and then it should lift like that. And I've got some safety catches just to put into the holes here, and you can see one on this side, and these are just to push in. There you go, and they're in place like that. Put that back down again, and then the last thing I've got is a couple of these little tiny hook clips here, which are going to go into each side of these metal safety latches. Now, I'm going to get my magnifying glasses for this, because this is going to be a bit tricky. I'm not going to lie, they're both in, looking great. Trunk opens and closes perfectly, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Deceiving pack, this one. It's a lot trickier than it seems, I have to say. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is the boot panels. We've got some panels here to put in. So again, we're going to be working on the underside of the car and putting these 2 panels in, sorry, into the position there. So by the end of it, it looks like that. So the first thing we're going to do is going to take these 2 sections here, and these 3 holes are just going to line up with the 3 holes here. And they're going to be held in with CP screws. Now they kind of sit just slightly further down than that lip, and they do fit at an angle as well. So I'll get 1 screw in. That's just holding it in place so I can get all the rest of them in. That's perfect. So let's bring the car back over. Once again, turn this upside down. And this basically is going to be going, if you see these 2 ends here, they're going to go on these points here, just like that. And that will line up everything else here. But this is going to be held in with FM screws. It takes 3 of these. All of these screws are going into metal, so I have put these in a lot of oil just to make my life easier. Then I'm going to take the left boot hinge bracket. This has got a little L stamped on it. That's got a keyhole pattern. It's going to follow the keyhole pattern that we've got there, and that's held in with a CM screw. And then you've guessed it, we're going to do exactly the same thing on the right hand side there. And with those 2 in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So that means the last stage here, 102, we're going to be doing the rear bumper and number plate. So putting all of this together. Once we've got the number plate in, we're actually putting this on the car. This is going to look amazing. So at the end of it, it looks like that. So this is the lovely chrome bumper, and what we're going to be doing, it's going this way around, is make sure we get the number plate the right way round. That's going to go in there, and it's going to be secured in with AP screws. Here's the second screw. I do like how that's looking. That looks brilliant. Bring the car over, and it's going to be fitted into the base just there. Once that's in, I can turn this over, and I can secure it in with this side with 3 AP screws. So I'll just get all these in. This will hold this into place. I'm hoping that's enough lead there for the rear lights. I'm sure it will be. Just the one by the number plate here. And then we've just got 2 more just on this side. And that's the last one in position. Now, we do have, just get that a little bit tighter, 2 little sections which are going to go around the side. They look just like this, but we don't actually use that because this is all there is to do in this stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And seeing as this is what we've been working on this whole pack, I thought it'd be good to just get my phone out and show you exactly how that looks. But that looks pretty amazing. And there you go, 2 more deliveries, and then this beast is absolutely complete. I absolutely love this, and I love the way it's going together as well. It's going together, one of the simpler 1.8 vehicles to put together, I think. But we'll see when we have to actually marry the 2 parts together. But if you like what you see, and you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down here to the Fanhome website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.